of 2010. It's going to be the day before this first rental car. And Kenneth Copeland is with a lot of people. Jeffery's there. Jeffery was performing on stage at Club Crucial. Monday night was Club Crucial night. That's where they all went. And Kenneth Copeland goes in the back, in the kitchen area, and he's met there by a man named Kelvin Watts. He goes by Shell Kel, and who's a half-brother of Donovan Thomas, and other people who are affiliated with Donovan Thomas, and Kenneth Copeland gets beat. He has bumps on his head, his eye is injured, he's being kicked. No one does that to Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland's the person who puts bumps on the head, injures the person, kicks him. Kenneth Copeland's mad. And you will learn that Kenneth Copeland then went on a mission. He went to every place that he knew that Donovan Thomas or one of his brothers or friends were, or family members, and he would shoot at them with his weapon. On the 7th day of January 2015, Kenneth Copeland told Jeffery, I'm going to be with my child, just born. The mother of my child, her name is Miss Quarterman. And I don't want to be driving around in the typical car I drive around in, Dodge Charger. Can I use one of your rental cars? Jeffery does this for everybody. People need to take someone to a doctor. People want to go out of the state. They don't have transportation. He rents cars all the time. Jeffery says, yeah, there's a rental car here. It's a Corvette. Kenneth Copeland says, that's a two-seater. My child has a baby seat. That's too small. Jeffery rents a car at the Atlanta airport on the evening of January 7, 2015, along with Kenneth Copeland. After they drop off the Corvette, the same location. This rental car is in Jeffrey's name. And they leave the rental car location. Kenneth Copeland wants to pick up his brother, Jamaica in Garlington. And after Jeffery is dropped off, Jeffery does not see that Infiniti vehicle until after the killing of Donovan Thomas. That Infiniti vehicle, that rental car, is in the possession, the control of Kenneth Copeland that whole time. The 8th of January, Kenneth Copeland is shooting at Donovan Thomas and his friends, associates. He's using this Infiniti vehicle, he's using another vehicle. He is on a spree. It's now January 10th of 2015. There's a New England Patriot, Baltimore Raven playoff football game. It's Saturday evening. Donovan Thomas is watching the game from inside a barbershop with a lot of other people, his friends. At approximately 7:22 that evening, Saturday, January 10th, 2015, Donovan Thomas is outside of that barbershop. His Chevrolet Tahoe is parked. in that parking lot. Car drives by, you'll see a video, a surveillance video from the stores. You'll see sparks, it's gunfire. Donovan Thomas is struck fatally. The EMTs try to save him. He's taken to Grady Hospital, surgery after surgery, and he leaves us. 2 other people were shot as well, but their injuries were not fatal. Later that day, that evening, Jeffery, you will learn, is in negotiations with his record label. They want to give Jeffery over $800,000 up front. And the contract's worth millions to produce these records. That's what Jeffery was working on. He was working on a music video. No one's going to say that Jeffery was at that scene of the shooting. But later, Kenneth Copeland, when he's arrested, he tells the police lie after lie after lie after lie. Kenneth Copeland says Jeffery Williams was involved in that shooting. Although Kenneth Copeland said, I don't know anything about him, just tell me what I heard. Kenneth Copeland's one of those liars in the neighborhood that everyone knows, that becomes a witness, swears to tell God's honest truth. You will learn that after the shooting of Donovan Thomas, his associates did not take that way. Immediately, word on the street is that Kenneth Copeland, wounded, is responsible. Kenneth Copeland, now after 10 p.m., it's hours after shooting, he's then at Jeffrey's home, along with a lot of people. They're all scared they're going to be killed. They're all telling, I had nothing to do with it. Jeffery, you will learn, he's friends with Donovan Thomas. Jeffery puts Donovan Thomas in his music videos. Donovan Thomas invited Jeffery just recently to come into his neighborhood to shoot a music video with him in it. Jeffrey's not happy. He is sad. Kenneth Copeland says, the police are calling Kenneth Copeland. The police are right on him. You will learn, and it's on recording, that Kenneth Copeland goes into the police station later that morning, so it's a very early morning hours, January 11th of 2015, and he's with Detective Thorpe. Detective Thorpe is recording this. And Kenneth Copeland says, yeah, I got your call. I was at Jeffery Williams' house, Thug's house. Everyone knows Jeff. And I told him that the police want to talk to you. Jeffery said, you had nothing to do with this. You should go talk to the police. That's what Jeffery said. Detective Thorpe asked Kenneth Copeland, this is hours after the killing. Do you have anything to do with a rental car, an Infinity rental car? Were you in an accident in an Infinity rental car? And Kenneth Copeland says, no. He's just a liar. Kenneth Copeland tells Detective Thorpe, earlier today, during the time of the killing, I was at the green store. The green store is like a grocery store. It's green in color. It's called the green store. It's not far from where Donovan Thomas got killed. You will learn that there's video surveillance inside and outside of the green store. Supposedly, Detective Thorpe, who is a qualified law enforcement officer, he's been doing this forever. I'm being told that, no, we never got the video of the green store to support the supposed alibi of Kenneth Copeland. No one corroborates Kenneth Copeland who really was. You will learn that Kenneth Copeland eventually says, it's now June of 2015, gets rearrested. He doesn't want to be in jail. He speaks with the police. He's now with Detective Dennis, Detective Jeffery, also City of Atlanta police officers. They're detectives with the gang unit homicide. Kenneth Copeland says, oh yeah, the night of the killing, Donovan Thomas, I wasn't involved. But I saw Jeffery Williams. He's at the McDonald's on Cleveland Avenue. I saw him with all these other people. And then I followed him to his home. It's about 8 o'clock at night. There are videos at the McDonald's. They don't have any video. They never bother to get any video. We even try. But we have phone records. And phone records can show that they're not GPS. This is not like you're within 5 feet of this area, you can call E911 or something. But it gives you range, maybe 1.5 miles, maybe more. And it tells you which tower you're hitting off of. Kenneth Copeland tells the police, I followed Jeffery Williams' car to his house about 8 o'clock. That's not true. When you track Kenneth Copeland's phone records, he doesn't go near Jeffrey's home. He doesn't go to Jeffrey's home until after 10. This is all a lie. Kenneth Copeland was told by the police, we want Thug. That's how he gets a deal. Because Kenneth Copeland was also told, you're an armed career criminal. You're going to spend 25 years in federal custody for having a gun. You're going to be dying in the state of Georgia custody because we're going to charge you with gang crime after gang crime after gang crime. But you can help yourself out. On Kenneth Copeland's word, Jeffery Williams stands here concerning that overt act. So Jeffery Williams rents a car in his own name to use in a homicide of his friend. Kenneth Copeland, Antonio Sledge, they're all at Jeffrey's home, and they're all scared. They're saying, Donovan Thomas's friends are going to kill us. They think we're involved. Jeffery gives money to Antonio Sledge so he and his family can get a hotel room and not suffer a potential drive-by shooting. Because Kenneth Copeland said they're all going to be killed. Kenneth Copeland made them all supposed targets by the IF gang. Kenneth Copeland, Shannon Jackson, Demonte Kendrick, others go down to Miami shortly after the shooting. Jeffery was performing. Jeffery wanted them to be safe, not get hurt until people calm down. Jeffrey then sent them back to Atlanta. Jeffrey then went on tour, because you will learn by April 2015, Jeffrey did his first nationwide tour. He did with a performer known as Travis Scott. In the summer of 2015, Jeffrey then toured Europe, performing there and going to fashion shows. Jeffrey Williams is not involved. On the next overt act, you will see these are the people. This is overt act number 17 and 18 and 19 and 20. And this is charging murder and then attempted murder for shooting the second person who was shot that night, and then the third person, Mr. Sanders, who was shot that night, and then participation in criminal street gang activity. You may notice that the overt act doesn't even include Jeffrey. No one charges Jeffrey with murder. But here we are. The next overt act is April 26, 2015. Jeffrey is touring. He is performing. He's in Louisiana. Lil Wayne, his idol, Jeffrey idolizes him, came out against Jeffrey, called him gay. Jeffrey did a promotional social media release where there's people with guns on either side of him, and Jeffrey's saying, come to this concert, we'll see what happens, come on to the concert. Jeffrey was told to do that video and release by his management team. Because when Lil Wayne says, don't listen to his music, that impacts him. Lil Wayne is bigger than Jeffrey Williams at that time. So this creates interest in fans. You will learn that this is part of being involved in hip hop or rap. There's all these battles going across social media. It generates interest, much like the NFL have rivalries with the Saints and the Falcons, and how much they hate each other. It is generating advertising. It's branding. Jeffrey is in Louisiana. Here in Atlanta, Lil Wayne has a tour bus, and he performs concert, and his tour bus was fired upon and struck. There's zero evidence Jeffrey's involved. Zero. Jeffrey's not even named. Now you're going to hear about it. Because Jeffrey's the king slime. He just controls everybody, even without any evidence to support it. Because that's the theory of the prosecution and the police who have targeted Jeffrey Williams. The next overt act is July 7th of 2015. Jeffrey is at Perimeter Mall, that's located in DeKalb County. And he's in the mall and he's buying 50 to 100 sneakers, brand new sneakers. He's going to do a video shoot. And he's going back to Cleveland Avenue where the children don't have proper footwear. He's going to give out these sneakers and allow the children to be in the video shoot. So that's why he's at the Perimeter Mall. He's there with friends of his. And he's on a Segway scooter. It's like an electric skateboard. And the mall security comes over and tells Jeffrey and his friends, and you'll see video of this, they have to leave the mall. You can't have a Segway inside the mall. Well, Jeffrey leaves the mall. But the security officers followed him to Jeffrey's Jaguar. And the security won't let Jeffrey leave. Won't let his friends leave. They're standing around the Jaguar. They can't shut the door to the Jaguar. They can't pull out. And they tell Jeffrey, you're waiting here. You're going to have to be here. They tell Jeffrey's friend, we're going to get a criminal trespass warrant for you. Allegedly, someone inside the car said, I'm going to go home, get a gun, and come back and shoot you in the face. That's the allegation. The security guards then supposedly step back, the car drives away. Nobody is shot. There's no incident. Jeffrey gets arrested on that. The DeKalb County prosecutors dismissed that case. It was not even indicted. Now you have it here before you. The next overt act dealing with crime is September 24th of 2017. Jeffrey's with Sergio Kitchens. Sergio Kitchens is an unbelievably well-known musical performer. His performing name is Gunna. And he and Jeffrey both are under YSL. That's Jeffrey's record label. He signed Sergio Kitchens for Gunna. There's a third person in that car. His name is Cedric Jones. The car is going to Peachtree DeKalb Airport. He gets pulled over for a window tint violation. The officer gets Jeffrey out of the car and handcuffs, Sergio Kitchens out of the car and handcuffs, Cedric Jones out of the car. Police search the car. They find in the car supposed methamphetamine, supposed hydrocodone, marijuana, and a stolen firearm. Jeffrey was on his way to perform at the Jimmy Fallon show that night. Cedric Jones said, I packed that stuff. Somehow that is now influencing and perpetuating and moving this supposed YSL conspiracy. That's the overdose. The next one. May 18, 2018. Jeffrey is driving a Porsche. Sergio Kitchens is in the front passenger seat. Supposedly Jeffrey is speeding. Supposedly there's another car that's in tandem speeding. Both cars get pulled over by police. There's videos. Jeffrey and Mr. Kitchens are asked to get out of the car. They're asked if there are guns in the car. They say yes. There are guns in the car. Police get them out of the car. Any drugs in the car? No. Police have Jeffrey and Mr. Kitchens on the side of the road. Go through Jeffrey's car. They run the guns. The guns are lawful. The police put the guns in the trunk of the car. Tell Jeffrey and Mr. Kitchens, you're free to go. Give Jeffrey a speeding ticket. Jeffrey's driving away. He stops the police. Inquires about what's going to happen with the other gentleman in the other car. Police say, no. You're going to jail. They have in the car weapons, 30-round magazines. It's not in Jeffrey's car. There's going to be zero evidence that Jeffrey put those guns in the car, knew those guns were in the car, had anything to do with them. That's your overt act. The next crime is an overt act. This is the date of Jeffrey's arrest. So it's broken up into several overt acts. So I grouped them This is over at 183, 184, 185, 186, 187, and 188. And what you'll see here is they're just different items. So Jeffrey's home is surrounded on March 9th of 2020 by law enforcement. Law enforcement has tremendous military power. Law enforcement takes control of the scene, the area. Jeffrey and more than a dozen people are in the house. You will learn that Jeffrey doesn't live at the house often. But other people live there all the time. They take care of the house. They don't leave a house unattended. The house has a lot of Jeffrey's awards that you'll see. And in the house, law enforcement finds a small amount of cocaine. I'm talking about a small amount of cocaine. They find codeine, lots of codeine. Codeine's cough syrup. People drink it if you get high. They're very addictive. Marijuana in the house. And firearms. Other people had access to this home. Other people lived at this home. You will have no evidence that Jeffrey ever touched a firearm. Those are the overt acts. Further, this conspiracy to create territory, property, and money, and respect and reputation. The next series of overt acts deal with videos that are released on the internet, photographs on the internet, chats. These are not released on the internet. The chats are personal. So this is when you really know what Jeffrey's talking with people, and then conversation. So the first one is November 30, 2014. That is Jeffrey in the red sweatshirt. That is Mr. Copeland. That's Kent Copeland, Woody, in the white sweatshirt. And they're wearing different colors. And the RG is Rich Gang. That is a musical gang, a musical artist. Rich Homie Quan, a man named Brian Williams, Birdman, Jeffrey Williams. They had lifestyle that went across the world. Success. And Jeffrey is holding up his fingers. Suppose that's a YSL. That's what he's doing. He's wearing red clothing. That's the overt act. Jeffrey didn't release that. That's not his Instagram releasing it. But that's the overt act. January 3rd of 2015. That is Mr. Demekin Garlington in the red with the glasses on. That is Jeffrey, closest to us. There's money on that table. There's a double cup, styrofoam cup. And it says that Jeffrey posed for a photograph. Jeffrey's not even looking at the camera. Jeffrey didn't release that on social media. He didn't post it. That is Mr. Garlington. And that's Mr. Garlington's "We Ain't Going Back and Forth." Mr. Garlington and Mr. Copeland are brothers. They consider themselves one. What happens January 3rd, 2015? It's an important date. Shortly before New Year's, you will remember that Kenneth Copeland stole Jonathan Thomas's chain, expensive chain, his driver's license, his wallet. That's Mr. Garlington saying, we ain't going back and forth. That's the overt act. Dealing with Jeffrey Williams. Jeffrey didn't even post it. Next one is January 26, 2015. Again, this is Mr. Garlington. Now, what I'm showing you, by the way, are the overt acts from the indictment. You'll have the indictment. These are, by this time, his teeth, his rotten teeth are covered with gold. He's trying to fix himself. It is 16 days after Donovan Thomas is killed. And it says, the kids lie to their mamas, lie to their brothers and sisters, then get right in the courtroom and tell the God's honest truth. Don't get it. Y'all ends need to be effing killed, bro, from me and YSL. It's exactly what Jeffrey's been thinking all the time. The criminal justice system is out of control. But what do you learn here? First of all, Mr. Garlington released that on his Instagram, not Jeffrey. Second of all, when was the video made? It's relevant to this murder. You will learn that that video was in existence before Donovan Thomas was ever killed. That is a repost. That is a repost by Mr. Garlington. The prosecutors, the police are misrepresenting his mother, Mr. Bennett's mother, released by Mr. Garlington. Because everybody wants to associate with Jeffrey. He's the only one. Everyone talks about him. You're going to see in the chats. They don't even know him. Hey, if I do this, how much will Jeffrey pay me? Hey, if I do this, will Jeffrey take me on tour? Hey, if I do this, will Jeffrey do this? Can I get Jeffrey's number? Can I come to his house? I need jewelry. They use Jeffrey. The next one is February 9th, 2015. Jeffrey is in a car. You'll see the video. He's singing hands that the prosecuting police say are gang signs. America, I can speak favorably to the Bloods, to the Crips, to Donald Trump, to anybody. That's the overt act, and Jeffrey didn't even release it. This is on Mr. Garlington, who Mr. Garlington wrote, "You did 30. YSL coming soon." Instead of the C for the Crips, you remove the C if you're in favor of the Bloods. and you use another letter, sometimes a B, this one you use an S. You will learn that in the YSL gang, it's now called a hybrid gang because there's not only Bloods, there's Crips, there's anybody who wants to come with no rules. Experts in the Atlanta Police Department, that's the only experts, they're all the same, the Atlanta Police Department. Now it's a hybrid gang. That is the overt act. It's not written by Jeffrey, it's not released by Jeffrey, but they want you to fear music that talks about killing, drugs. It is art. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But this is America. It is art. And you will learn that rap is the most listened to music in the world. It's the number one. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You don't fear this, we encourage it. It generates money. It puts people to work. It's not meant for brainwashing. It's whatever the consumer chooses. It's art. It's like reading a book, looking at a painting, watching a movie, reading poetry. It's what you believe it to be. That's what we do, as opposed to Russia. They stop all communications. They censor. The next overt act is March 20, 2015. Jeffrey is with Shannon Stillwell, Diamante Kendrick, Mr. Garlington, Mr. Arnold. And they are using their hands to make signs. That's the overt act that furthers, that drives this conspiracy. That's it. Jeffrey didn't even release that photograph. Who releases it? Mr. Garland. Next. It's almost New Year's 2017. Antonio Sumlin also comes from the impossible life that Jeffrey was born into. He's with Jeffrey. There's a social media captioned "Original Slime SHI." And Jeffrey's saying, "Murder Gang BIT." And holding up his fingers, his YSL, until we're dead and pale. That's the overt act. That's driving this conspiracy. The next allegation is August 8th of 2019. That is Mr. Bennett. He's a very, very, very prominent musical performer, rap, gangster rap. It's August 8th, 2019. And this is Jeffrey's post. Jeffrey did post this. And he wrote, YFN, meaning Mr. Bennett, if I ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, and capitalized, I would have been kill you. That's supposed to be this rival, this leader of the YSL, the King Slime, against IFN. Here we go. What they don't tell you, but what you will learn, is the day before, Jeffrey released an album called So Much Fun. YFN Lucy, social media. That it's awful. And what you also learned, 2016, before, Why? He's not as high as Jeffrey. He does not have family interests. He doesn't make the money that Jeffrey does. So YFN Lucci does what all these rappers do. They attach to somebody bigger to promote themselves. Jeffrey did that too. He did it with Lil Wayne. He did it with others. In 2016, Mr. Bennett, or YFN Lucci, he released on social media that he has been having sex with Jeffrey's fiance. So King Slime, all these years, this man saying that he sleeps with Jeffrey's fiance goes unharmed. Nothing done. This is the post that Jeffrey says, and it's a real threat. If I didn't like what you do for your mother and your kids, I would have been killed you. It doesn't sound like too much of a threat. That's the over there. The next one is March 12th of 2020. Mr. Huey and Mr. Williams. Now, this is not social media. These are actually conversations that the prosecution subpoenaed from Google, or from Instagram, or from Twitter, or from Facebook. You get all of Jeffrey's statements. This is very invasive. And what happened right before this, and if you look at the date, this is right before COVID hit in 2020 in America. Sergio Kitchens has a dear friend, co-worker. He is a producer, an engineer, musical engineer. So Sergio Kitchen performs. This other person turns the music, the beats, makes it right, changes lyrics, does whatever they do. This producer or engineer's name is Chandler Durham. He goes by Turbo. And Turbo's car was stolen. And in that car are beats, lyrics that cannot be reproduced. They're the only copy. They're on in a hard drive in his car. The car's stolen. And it is alleged that Mr. Huey's friends or acquaintances or people that Mr. Huey knew took that car. Not that Mr. Huey did it, but that he knew who did do it, who has that property. And Jeffrey writes to him, if you don't take it back, you're gonna die. Give back your property. You will learn that no one died. You will learn that the property was never given back. That is the real leader of this feared criminal street gang. He's ignored. That's it. That's March 12th, 2020. The next one is February 4th, 2021. Now this again is the personal chat. Trentavious Stevens, he grew up with Jeffery. They exchanged clothing, dirty clothing. They went hungry together. And Woonie Lee is also a up-and-coming musical artist that Jeffrey wanted to sign, but Woonie Lee went to another record label. Jeffrey supports him to encourage his career. And this is February 4th of 2021. And what the indictment did by the prosecution through the grand jury is they put this together. And this is bad. I understand when you read it.
Your argument.
I see. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all, and stop playing with me. So when you read that, It sounds like there's a contract on someone's head. Kill him. So bringing me the money.
Hey, my apologies to anybody who can see this or anybody that is here. It just kind of abruptly stopped. Hold on one second. Hey, my apologies. I'm gonna try to get back in there to finish watching it, but if it continues, then I will have to stop it and just come back a little bit later. Um, Hello to anybody that happens to catch this. Shout out to the replay gang. I'm back. We got a lot to talk about. Let me try to jump back into the opening statement. And if it's not working out, then I will come back and let you guys know what I'm planning on doing.
What happened on February 4th, 2021, that was released on social media and went around the world is one of Jeffrey's artists that he signed, who developed, who encouraged, and who made it. This person had a supposed, maybe it's real, supposed $24 million he diamond and had it surgically implanted into his forehead. There is a photograph next to YSL Rule the World Kid, 24M on his head. There's a photograph. If you click on it, it is the right in his big Georgia.
Okay, you guys. I tried to go back to it, and I believe that we've gotten what we're gonna get out of this. Because it is live, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish watching it. Because I am coming back live this evening. I have been following the Young Thug case since last year, and now that we are finally doing open statements and everything, I definitely want to go ahead and hop back in there because I'm from the South. I am, very familiar with Young Thug, and I've been watching this case, and it's a lot of things that I want to discuss. It's a lot of nuances that I want to point out and discuss with you guys. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. So later on when I go live, we're just gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to you guys about my last video, how I felt since then, what's been going on, because it has been a lot. And we're gonna discuss a little bit of the so far where we are with the Young Thug trial. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to pull all the details out of the opening statements for you guys, maybe show some clips of the very important parts so that we can get into a conversation about what's been going on. But I guess for now, this is where we're going to leave off. Be looking out for me later on this afternoon. Thank you guys for even coming to my channel. Thank you for being subscribed to my channel. Anybody who recently subscribed, I really appreciate you. You made a great choice. Um, it's a lot of things that I'm about to be doing, you guys, that I cannot wait to let you guys know about. So, the case is streaming on 11 Alive on Law and Crime Network. So if you guys want to go and continue watching it, since it's acting up on my computer right now, you can go to any of those places and see it live, and we will definitely come back and discuss it. We're gonna be talking about this every day. You know what I mean? So this is one case that I'm definitely gonna monitor closely. Thank you again for anybody who came to my channel. Shout out to the replay gang. Y'all look out for me later. I'm back and I'm coming back strong. And I can't wait to tell you guys about what I have planned for the rest of this year. You guys have a great afternoon. Thank you for coming by. See you later.